Sharice. I hope you're feeling better. I figured it would be a little bit easier to teach you by video, so that way, if you have any questions, you're always free to call me. But this way I can show you exactly what it looks like on the computer without you having to go anywhere. You can stay at your mom's house and be comfortable. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you have a swift recovery. So this is going to be your complete guide to APA. I'm going to email this to you so that way you can just use it forever and always have my videos. So that way, if you ever get stuck at any point of the time, like day or night, you can always just use this. So that way you can, have all your questions answered. So I'm going to be explaining some things, and I'm going to go to a paper that I just wrote last week with some examples, so that way, you can get started. So, I don't know if you're like kind of confused about what APA is. So, what the heck does APA even mean? So, precisely when professors are asking you to write an APA style, the biggest difference from like what you're doing at Camden County and like what you're doing now is that this is preparing you to do research. So, my work in education and a lot of times your work in social work, they use APA format. So this is just having researchers. It's mostly for doing research. So that way they have like a clear way to show, like if they do a study on like say minority children and like the effect of foster homes on minority children, they can like show evidence of what they did to collect data and how they conducted the study, so that way they can, like any conclusions that they make about changing for like policy changes or other big changes in the field, they have some concrete data so that way they can prove their point. And it's just really another way to prove your point. So for you as a student, this is like preparing like if you wanted to go to graduate school in the future and get a master's degree, or if you wanted to do research yourself in the future, or if your employer is asking you to help with a research study. That's probably not going to happen because, social workers are so busy in the field, but maybe if you're working with an employer who does do research in the field, they might ask you to help them and write an APA. Some quick style changes from what you've been doing with your papers at Camden County will be definitely the paper format. When I go to the example, you'll see a little bit of like the differences, how to cite things, but I'm going to show you a way that does it automatically for you, so that way you don't have to memorize any type of way to cite things. And also like the style of writing. So you can use the word I now. You're going to see a lot of times I use the word my opinion or I thought or I think. And this is just when you're doing that, just like you were doing in your MLA papers, this is mostly just to show what you actually did. So you don't have to say the researcher or the author or one does this. You could say I collected data from 15 students. I spoke to 15 children aged 5 to 13. I've recorded conversations between 5 group homes children, and you could say what you actually did, or I believe that the children said this because they were feeling threatened by their foster mother, or whatever it is that you want to say or that you believe happened from the data that you collected. You can use the word I. So that's going to be it for our introduction. I'll see you next time in step 1.